because it has shown how crippling it is to so many people's businesses, especially those who depend on these social mediums for a living, for marketing, for showcasing, for doing whatever they are doing. It has shown how important this social media is to so many people. It can be addictive. It's got a lot of
it's all about humanity.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Breakage Barriers. If this is your first time here, my name is Blessing. You can call me Lady B. So what I do here is talk about culture and human habits. Stay tuned. Right. So Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp were all on blackout. Facebook, that's the second social giant machine in the entire world, was on blackout. Really? Seriously? So Facebook users, how did you all survive 6 hours ahead, 6 hours of blackout on Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp, especially those who live outside of their original country, and probably, of course, people who travel far away from home for one reason or the other. How were you able to survive those 6 hours of blackout? I heard somebody said, imagine the world without this social media. Imagine the world without the social media. Excuse me, there was a world without social media just few years back. We were all without social media. To imagine the world without social media is like the good old days. I will call it the good old days, where traveling to meet people or to see people that you really want to see or meet or talk to or socialize with was the norm. Traveling was the norm. Those days, if you haven't seen your loved ones or your friends or anybody or your business partners, if you haven't seen them for a while and you really need to meet up, it's either you call on the phone and if you can't, you meet up. Yes, you travel and you meet the person for a cup of coffee, tea, or a cup of chocolate, and then you have your conversation. You meet up with actual human beings one-on-one. Yeah, the good old days where if you cannot meet up and you happen to live far away from home, from your loved ones or friends or business partners, maybe probably in another country, those days I could remember what you do if you don't call via the international call, which is quite expensive, is that you call by buying cards like Lebara and so many other ones that I can't even mention. It's either you buy those cards, scratch them off, and then you start typing, painstakingly typing the numbers in one after the other number. I think it used to be like 12 digits or so that you have to type in onto your phone to be able to make those calls. These days, we don't have to do that because of WhatsApp. So WhatsApp has been a very good social tool to be able to communicate with loved ones far away in another country without breaking the bank. And even those days, while you have to get those scratch cards or call them over the phone, they were quite expensive because it cost you a lot having to buy recharge cards upon recharge cards and recharge cards and recharge cards, £5 here, £10 here, and before you know it, the £10, £20, £30 or whatever pounds or money or currency or whatever currency you use is finished. You know, WhatsApp has come to save the day, and so many other apps have come to save the day. We don't have to do that, so they cost us less. The good old days when you have to call your loved ones abroad or far away, or your business partner far away, all you do is make a voice call, no video call. That's the good old days. The good old days where video call was not the norm. Yeah, the good old days. I mean, what would so many people do without Instagram? Where many people show their new clothing, where many people show their new shoes, where many people show their new cars and accessories, where many people visit the restaurant and have to display their food, or where many chefs, after cooking that delicious meal, showcase their food. Instagram, where is the showcase media, where everything is showcased. So how do you bring back those good old days? The good old days where there's no scrolling on your phone for hours on end just to see people, meet people, converse with people. Yeah, that's the good old days. And some people still miss it. Do I miss it? Do I miss it? I don't know if I miss it. But one thing I know is that this new social media way of living is a way so many people out there make a living. Yes, so many people make a living via social media. They make a lot of money. This new way of living on social media is a way of marketing for so many brands, companies, organizations, even churches, so many, you name them. Is a way of marketing to millions and billions of people around the world, because on social media you can find so many people there. Where there are people, there is knowledge. And there's a lot to learn. There is social networking. And where there are people, there's money, if you know how to use it positively. Now, the expected is that we hope that this doesn't happen again, because it has shown how crippling it is to so many people's businesses, especially those who depend on these social mediums for a living, for marketing, for showcasing, for doing whatever they are doing. It has shown how important this social media is to so many people. It can be addictive. It's got a lot of downturn to it, but at the same time, it's got a lot of positives. It just really depends on how you use it, really. If you use it to better yourself, if you use it economically, it is economically viable in terms of marketing. If you use it in those ways, then of course it could be really crippling if these mediums don't function or work again. So we just hope that this doesn't happen. And for the length of time that it was actually blacked out, that alone speaks volume. It really does. I mean, it wasn't a blackout of 30 minutes or 2 minutes, or it was a blackout of 6 hours. That's too much. So we just hope that this doesn't happen again. And if it does, you all be prepared, because there was life many years ago, and gazillion years ago. Human beings have always survived with or without social media. So if it happens again, have a plan B. Know how to go about, that's why it's not good to be dependent on one way of doing things. Can you imagine something like this happening to YouTube or Google? Google shutting down for hours? How crippling that will be. Not just economically and in individual lives, because people use these things for so many things. Students use it, parents use it, organizations use it. So many people depend on it. So to be able to do things in a much easier way, in a much easier pace, and stress-free, all you need to do is just at the tip of your finger and get your information. So hope this doesn't happen to YouTube nor Google. But if it does, human beings will always be human beings. Life goes on. With this, I say, see you next time. Don't forget to press that red button, the subscribe button, the notification bell so you are alerted whenever I upload. And take care of yourself. See you next time. Take care. Bye.